Guess who's back?
You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Trey and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Dre and Reg. We have a special guest in the house, another fellow podcaster from WHATinTheRelationalFuck Podcast. I call it Toxic Ass Tosh. Welcome to Unapologetic, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. And yeah, it's what in the relational fuck. You got it. It's all right. I know it's a mouthful, but you got it.
It is. So let me introduce my co-host real quick. Of course. Well, I already did anyway, but y'all know Dre, my right-hand man.
You already know what it is, what it do, what it business is.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what in the relational fuck and yourself as well before we get started.
So I'm Toxic Ass Tosh. And my podcast is What in the Relational Fuck. And I have a co-host. His name is Mike D. And we talk about everything that happens between two people and sometimes more people. So it's dating, sex, relationships. And kind of just get that male-female perspective. And Mike's a little bit older than me, so he's got a lot more dating experience and some stories. And I'm sometimes the voice of reason, but a lot of times I'm toxic. And so, yeah, we are currently off, and season 2 starts February 17th. And you can find us at WHATinTheRelationalFuck Podcast on all platforms. About me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What about me? I don't know. I'm not as toxic as people think.
Okay, all right, that's good. That is her actual Instagram name. That's why I call it that. Her Instagram name is Toxic Ass Tosh. But so what platforms are you guys on?
SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and that's it.
Okay. And if they were looking for you, they would search What in the Relational Fuck or the
WITRF Podcast.
WITRF.
So like it's a play on WTF, because what in the fuck is something we say what the fuck all the time. So what in the relational fuck? It's not that hard.
Okay.
It's gonna catch. It's trademark though, so don't come for me.
So we would be UTP, right? Dre? Unapologetic, the podcast. If we was to put the acronym, we would be UTP.
We would be UTP. Uptown. Yeah, I follow Uptown back at home. Yeah.
But I have listened to her. Listened to a couple episodes. Everybody, it is actually a good podcast. That is actually why one of the main reasons why she is a guest today. That toxicity stuck out, and I was like, let me see if she can be a guest one day. But we talked.
I feel like you're coming for me.
No, I liked it. Honestly, I liked it because it's a the honest truth. But some women will call you pick me. Some might not call it. Because you're non-biased.
Wait. What's a pick me? Keep it like, and I'm also from like the upper left and northwest.
Oh, okay. No.
So there's some regional things.
So as you know, me, I would say there's a lot of fuck shit that men do, a lot of fuck shit that women do. So if you were to call out that fuck shit that women would do, some women would say, "Oh, you're a pick me, you're blah 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 XYZ." But you're non-biased. You from what I heard, listening to your show, you was not biased towards women or not biased towards men. You would call out bullshit or some fuck shit, once it happened. You was actually telling your co-host about him, the sexual experience he had when with the older woman, where she fucked him like a porn star the first time.
Like a porn star.
Yes.
My boy got used. He got used, and I had to tell him, like, she didn't really want you.
Right.
She wanted it, and that's just it.
So some women would call you a pick-me for saying that. Like, Nah, that's not what it was. But whatever. Anyway.
Whatever. Here we are. Sorry.
Hey, what's good with you? What's good with you, Dre? How are you?
Shit, man, I'm okay, man. Long week. I'm glad that it's over with. Same old shit at work, man. I really can't say much more than that, dog. Cooling out, same old me, bro. Ain't shit changed, but the motherfucking weather.
Good.
Yeah.
How's your mental health?
Hey, man, I'm all right, man. For real. Just learning and understanding that life is happening, man. And you gotta take that shit full storm, man. Full speed ahead, bro. There ain't no roadblocks in this shit, man.
Right.
You can't allow the roadblocks to stop you anyway. So,
absolutely right.
For me, you know me, man. For me, hell, I'm gonna hurt that motherfucker at all costs. Ain't nothing different.
Right.
So,
So
what about you, dog?
One day I want to talk about just like personal time and us taking time to ourselves, not outside of all the bullshit. Like, when have you actually took time to yourself to not do anything, not be involved with anything, and just just think about you and only you, and all outside entities or disruptions are like to the left. I want to talk about that one day, actually, because I think
We
that
can talk about what you want, dog. We can talk about that shit whatever.
I think that's important, because I don't think enough of us take enough time for ourselves to where we can just be with ourselves and with our thoughts, and just have that, because sometimes that is good for your sanity.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people out there that don't even know themselves, so caught up in the routines of the day and getting through life that when they get a moment and they're standing still, they don't know what the fuck or who the fuck they are. They don't know.
Absolutely.
So I encourage it. Take the time.
But for far as in me, I'm good. Easy week, smooth week. We had a short week, of course, because we came off the holiday.
Right.
Happy birthday,
Dr. No, Dre had a long week.
Yeah, he had a long week, but
yeah. Well, I had a long week, because at the end of the day, man, my days are so much longer at work now. Don't get it fucked up. Yeah. I'm doing a whole lot more than what I used to do. A whole lot more, and it's cool. I'm built for it. Shit,
But yes, we had a short week. Well, I had a short week because of the holiday. Happy birthday, Dr. MLK. But I don't know. Like I said last week, it seems like it's Groundhog Day for me. It's like wash, rinse, and repeat. I do the same thing all the time. And highlight of my week here, actually, just being on this platform and just talking our shit. But before I do get started, I would like to say rest in peace to Aaron. He passed away this morning. Pivotal black man in sports, and just black man in general, for what he's done for sports, and even in particular baseball, what he means to baseball. And also happy birthday to Jam Master Jay. Today is his birthday. But so to get started, we're gonna touch on football real quick. We're just gonna do your predictions. What you got, Dre?
Well, first let's backtrack and make sure we talk about what happened last week. Where did I go? Where did I go? I don't remember. Who did I pick? I know I picked.
You was 100. You was 100.
That was 100.
No, you picked the Saints.
I don't think I picked the Saints. I don't think I was 100.
All right, so yeah, you went 100.
That's the only game I got. That's the only game I got wrong. But I got this week, man. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. And a lot of people counting out my guy A-Rod, man, but I'm riding with him, dog. I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs and Green Bay in the Super Bowl, man.
I got the same picks. Tasha, I know you know sports a little bit. Who do you got? Between the Bills.
Is Mahomes playing? Wait. Did they call Mahomes? Is he game time decision?
Of course he's playing.
They say he passed the concussion protocol.
Right. There's no way he's not playing. There's no way he's not playing.
All right. Well, then the Chiefs for sure. And honestly, I don't know. Who is Aaron Rodgers?
Brady and Rodgers. Who you got? Packers and the Bucks. Who you got?
Oh, wait. Do you say Brady and Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, versus Rodgers.
You guys said Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I am not a Brady fan. I'm not a Wonder Boy fan. I'm actually, and always will be, a Peyton Manning fan. So I like internally really have a dislike for Tom Brady, but I cannot count out, like, I can't discredit the greatness because he really is probably the greatest to do it, even though there's a couple question marks there. No, Brady, he's got too much to prove. Sorry, Brady.
So you got the Buccaneers and you got the Chiefs. Okay.
Right.
All right. All right. So now we got that. Y'all have any quick thoughts on so far there's only one head coaching position open left. As to this point, there's no black head coaches that's been hired.
Are you surprised?
I'm not.
Are you surprised?
I'm not, but there was measures put in place to, I guess, strengthen
the Ronnie, yeah.
You know,
big eye roll. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. There's not going to be.
Even coming off of the year that we just had, as far as in equality, injustice, and everything else. I mean,
like, it really boils down to how many black owners are there.
No.
You think we're going to have, exactly. You think there's going to be representation? I don't know. What is there? 2 existing black coaches in the NFL?
2 existing.
I hate to say it. That's all you getting.
And we have.
I'm sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dre. We have 2 minority owners, and one was just hired today. That was the Redskins owner, I believe. The new Redskins owner.
Partial owners, right?
Yeah, GM. So you got Jacksonville. He's a minority, and I think the Washington football team.
Well, that's all you got. They did it. There it is. They did it above the coaching level. Met the quota. There goes the. There it goes. Sorry, guys.
You know, I'm gonna make this statement real quick, and then I'm gonna get off of it. I hate the fact that we talk about when it's black people in general, we try to like fight for things, and like it's always grouped people of color. You know what I'm saying? But when it's like someone else that does it, it's always Asian, Hispanic, blah blah blah. They never say people of color. Only when it's like all inclusive is people of color. Like they never separate it. But when it's another just individual race, they always call it their race. But whatever. Inauguration. What?
Hey, that's a great observation. But I then have to ask, what has some other race fought for? What have they been fighting for?
They don't have to fight because some do, but they don't have to fight to the extent that blacks do or African Americans. They don't have to fight to that extent.
I mean, you've seen women fight harder for things, and you've seen varying sexual orientations fight for things harder than you've seen.
You said race.
Mexican. But I'm saying, like, you've seen these other demographics fight way harder for things than you've ever seen an Asian group of people or a Mexican group of people or a Polish group of people, because they don't have to. Like,
exactly.
They're in that gray area. So that's why, I mean, really what you're saying is they're riding on our coattails. Black people fight for this, and our fights become people of color fights.
Well, so just, I'm gonna say this, and then we can get on. But so even with that, so far as in black women are always asked to get in the fight when it's women equality. But when black women are fighting for black women rights, they don't get that same love from all the other women.
You think we don't know this? We stopped the fight though.
Yeah.
But I will yeah, we can move right along. You're right. You got it.
So what are y'all quick thoughts on the inauguration?
I think it was a beautiful thing, man. I think for me, anybody that asks me, I think it was a direct representation of what America looks like today. And I mean, when I say that, I mean as far as how many people were out, the wide variety of guests, wide variety of performers and things like that. I think that was a good representation of what America looks like. Not of how America is viewed, but what it looks like.
And what it should be.
Yeah, yes. So it's a little bit of everything everywhere as far as race goes. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, of course, it was monumental, man. It was historic. It was cool. It was a good thing to look at. I was on my couch looking at it, and I was impressed for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They could have left out a couple of folks. They could have swapped a couple of people as far as
J-Lo?
singing and whatnot.
J-Lo?
You could have got J-Lo up out of there. You know what I mean? She's not the best vocalist, but nonetheless, I was happy to watch, man. It was a historic moment.
Mm-hmm. Tosh?
The inauguration was great. My favorite part are the memes and the little social media snippets. Like,
undefeated.
I like the internet win all the time. So like, yes, okay, I'm happy to be back to almost the same bullshit. We can hope for a little bit different because, it's probably going to be minority heavy given this cabinet and these positions, the way they're filled, which is a great thing as we're already starting to see. But it's still going to be politics prior to Donald Trump. So, okay, we're just back to the same bullshit. Appreciate you. But the internet made it great for me.
So I agree with y'all 100%. And to start off with you and the internet, yes, my man Bernie is the star. Bernie is the star, 100%. But yes, back to the same bullshit that we was. I mean, prior to DT, but our voices have been heard. So now we have to. We can't rest. So now we have to. I think I said this on social media the other day. We have to make them live up to the promises that they made us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
We wanted change. We wanted different. Hey, y'all said y'all was going to do that. We got y'all in here to do that specific job. So let's see it. Yes, I agree. Huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was agreeing with my man Dre. I agree. It was beautiful. Everything was lovely, man. And just as far as in the fact of us seeing a Black woman grace the stage and being given that title of vice president is that shit is crazy. Like, we can actually in our lifetime say we have lived to see the first Black president man, and the first Black president woman, and hopefully one day I can say I lived to see the first Black president woman. But so it's great, man. And I think our younger generation, Black women that are coming up, this is something that's big for them, and they get to see that representation of them, someone that looks like them actually in that seat. So it's great. I don't have no more on inauguration at all.
Wait, can we talk about how good Michelle Obama looked?
Michelle Obama.
Can we talk about that?
Good. She always looks good though. Is that surprising?
No, it's not surprising, but I'm like, how hard was the flex? Like flex. But that's all I had to say. Like,
hey, listen,
the flex was hard, but I'm gonna tell you an even harder flex.
Go ahead. I know what you're saying.
Kamala Harris, her
nephew.
The nephew had on them Dior Jordans.
Yes.
That was a hard flex, man. And I peeped it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Michelle Obama and that motherfucking peacoat cut.
Yeah.
That thing was slick, boy.
Okay.
That thing was slick.
I'm not surprised at all.
That thing was slick.
I know you guys may not think about this, but to go out and attempt to match all of your colors like that, or even have a small variation, like that's a huge thing. Does that make sense? Like
Who don't think like that now? Hold on now.
But I'm saying like that's not an easy thing to pull off.
We some dapper motherfuckers on here now.
Okay.
Don't get these t-shirts fucked up now.
What you drinking on, Tosh? Tosh, what you drinking on?
I'm drinking on some Chardonnay, not my drink of choice, but
okay, all right.
It will do for a Friday night.
I already know you got a little concoction in the cup.
Well, I'm drinking what they call dog shit. Where I'm from. I'm kidding.
But so
it's a nice little Canadian whiskey. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
So the on his way out, and actually, let me touch on this real quick. I don't know if y'all saw it. So before the inauguration, I actually woke up, turned on the CNN, and they showed DT exiting, and his press conference was weird as fuck. This nigga took credit for everything that he didn't have shit to do with. He said, "We, my team, and I created a vaccine in less than blah 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 months," and I'm like, what? He took credit for a whole bunch of shit on his way out. I was like, wow, but not surprising. But anyway, more clown shit. He's goofy as fuck. But as far as in the pardons, what do y'all think about the pardons? Some of the most notable, y'all know the most notables, right? Well, that relates to us. As far as
the cultural standouts.
Yeah. Wayne, Black.
Well, Well put.
What do y'all?
Cultural. We'll go with that. I like
that. Well, there was definitely some pay to play, right? Like we've seen some endorsements late in it that, like I think at one point Lil Wayne vocally like outright endorsed Donald Trump, and now he's pardoned. Great. We see how it goes. I was going through this list, and there was like hella meth dealers and so I'm just like, I was a little confused, but I will say the hood rat in me, like I was happy with it. Like, okay, show up. Like these niggas took chances for you, so you go ahead and pardon. So you make them okay.
Yeah, they facing cancel culture just to get out, just to get that pardon.
Got it.
I thought it was funny that, but. What is his name? Kwame Kilpatrick?
Yeah.
The governor.
Now that one, I'm not fucking with that, man. And you can go and unapologetic nation can say whatever they want to say. If you know the backstory of this man, dog, cuz is really in the thick of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like he robbed Detroit blind, man. You know what I'm saying? He did, bro. I don't give a shit what nobody say. He robbed them boys blind, man.
I'm familiar with him, but I'm not familiar with him.
I'm very familiar with
it. If that makes sense to you.
No, I get it. Listen.
So I'm not familiar with his backing. Far as in, is he a Democrat or a Republican?
He's a Democrat.
Democrat for sure.
He was former representative from Michigan.
From Michigan.
Mayor of Detroit.
Yeah, I know all that.
So he's going to Flint, Michigan.
Okay. What? Hey, listen. Listen.
And the water problem fell up under him too.
A real life American. That's what I'm about to say. The real life American gangster, dog. You hear what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, bro. And it's nothing wrong with that. However, when you start taking from your own in the capacity that he did, dog, to an already failing, community, I can't fuck with you, man. I don't wish time or sentencing on anyone. I don't get it fucked up. I don't wish for anybody to be in a cage. However, we all know there was a few more names out there, whether they be big names or celebrities or even people that we know that could have been pardoned, man. You know what I'm saying?
It was absolutely pay for play. Like there's some kickback in the future. Don't be surprised now that Donald Trump is returning somewhat back to civilian life if you see him having deeper associations to some of these people that were pardoned. Absolutely pay for play.
Absolutely. I was kind of, I don't want to say
be unapologetic now. Say what you want to say.
No. I was trying to phrase it. I was trying to phrase it, but you're absolutely right. I was wondering why I didn't see Bobby Shmurda's name. But
wanna know why?
He didn't kiss the ass. but
money ain't big enough. The money's not big enough.
Okay. So since we talking money, and I want both of y'all's opinions on this. So the one name that I am I'm not gonna say I'm surprised, but I think it would have made a big splash within our community. Is Meech.
I asked you that.
It's Meech.
Big Meech.
And the reason, and the reason why I say is because at the end of the day, man, people don't give him the credit. Some do. People in the streets they do, but Meechie got a lot to do with the makeup of what Atlanta is today, man. Mm-hmm. A lot to do with it,
and a big part in the way how flossy Meech is right now,
and how your favorite rapper is portrayed. Not your favorite rapper, but a lot of people's favorite. I won't name any names because I'm not no snitch, but a lot of your not even rappers.
Yeah,
a few of your favorite rappers rode this man's coattail.
Mm-hmm. Pause. I'm from the Northwest. I have no idea who you're talking about.
We got you. Yeah.
So we ain't gonna get into it that much, but anyway.
Check out the bloopers.
No. If you ever get the chance, just look up BMF, Black Mafia for Life.
Just Google it. All you gotta Google is BMF, and then you'll understand exactly what I'm saying.
Not now.
You're saying you understand it. You'll see some of the guys that you probably ride to when you in your hood rat stage, like you said.
Yeah.
Some of the rappers that you listen to, they rode his coattail.
Oh, it's real simple. You ready for this? I don't even got to look deep into this. You ready? I'm sorry to say this. We know what it is sometimes when somebody who pushes heavy for a cause gets taken off the streets. Mm-hmm. However, they surrounded themselves with people that weren't so with the cause and were more with the clout.
Absolutely.
So you on the streets and it's all good. We buddy, we're touching money. We're doing things, right? Mm-hmm. You take one for the team and you realize you was a team of one the whole time. So he probably never even had the connections because whatever the money, whatever it may be, he never even had, you got to have somebody on the street fighting for you. And the people we're talking about, they had people fighting for them. And so if you ain't got no love on, not to say he doesn't have any love on the streets, but if you don't have somebody willing to do the footwork for you on the streets.
That's solid.
Well,
solid.
It definitely is.
That's solid.
But Meech has all of that. He just don't have that, I guess, political connection.
Does he though? Because
does he have all of that?
No, I'm not gonna say he got. I'm not gonna say he got the fight. Yeah, he got a couple of niggas saying free Big Meech, and they split it up to 16.
They got going on. Else, because even his brother's released now.
Yeah, right.
But I think more or less he don't have that political. I think he need more of that political connection too.
It'll never happen.
Definitely.
DT was never a politician.
Definitely.
He was never a politician though. So why do you need a political?
But he's not connected to the streets either. So Wayne pandered. We can say Wayne pandered to him on a political connection. I do remember Kodak Black saying something publicly on a political connection. So But if y'all remember, so even like the late 90s, early 2000s, actually DT was like special guest on like intros and outros and everything for a lot of rappers. I remember him on Method Man's album. Damn, I forgot the name of that shit. I want to say it was, I can't remember the name of that shit. But anyway, enough of this guy.
Yeah, moving on.
Enough of him. So I know neither one of y'all watched it last night, but I watched it, and that's actually we're recording today. We pushed this shit back because of the Verzuz, this Keyshia Cole and Ashanti shit. So I will talk real quick on it because I know neither one of y'all watched the shit, and I'm kind of upset that I watched it and pushed our shit back for that. But
me too. So just my guy.
So just real quick, of course, the shit was supposed to start at 8. It didn't start at 8. Ashanti came out there at 8:45. Keyshia Cole came out there about 9:30, 9:45. And then when she came out there, she had an attitude like we should be thankful for her even coming out there. And it seemed like she was high as fuck. So I mean, the whole vibe was off by then anyway, because you know we watched Ashanti for about 30, maybe 45 minutes, just singing like the songs that DJ was playing on her phone, waiting for Keyshia Cole to show up.
No shit.
Dead ass.
Well, I'm glad I was in a heavily played game of Madden. I didn't waste my motherfucking time with that.
So that's how it went. But I mean, once they got started, it was okay. But to me, the whole like feel was off just because the Keyshia Cole's vibe and just her attitude.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it, please. Talk about it, because that's all I've been hearing.
It wasn't the Brandy Monica type feel, but it was like she didn't really want to be there. That's the vibe I got from Keyshia Cole. Like she didn't really want to be there. Once they got to the intermission, she came back. She was a little more loose, a little more open. She probably went back there and had a couple drinks because she seemed like she was a little, very open. But by that time, the hits was already out the way. So you was just like, all right, this song this isn't even a B-side song, but whatever. So that was my Verzuz experience. Never again. I don't know, but
I'm gonna tell you what I did see. I ain't gonna flex like I didn't tune in. I probably tuned in for about 4 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And when at the time in which I tuned in, bro, what threw me off is how Ashanti played a song. She played a song. I forgot what it was, man. I ain't gonna say I'm the biggest Ashanti fan. So, you know what I'm saying? She played a song, and then after the song, she started talking about how she almost signed a Bad Boy. And how Puff asked, I guess she wrote a song for J-Lo or whatever, and the song was supposed to be for J-Lo, and Puff was asking her, was the song about him? I guess that was after that breakup. And then right after that, Keyshia Cole went into how she was almost signed to Death Row. I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck about who you almost signed to, dog. Fuck, I don't care about that. It was back to back, Tasha. It was back to back, Tasha, for real. And I dismissed myself promptly after that. Like, what are we saying? Who gives a fuck about who you almost signed? Motherfucker, I almost made it to the NBA. Motherfucker, I almost made it to the NFL. I just didn't stay in the gym long enough. Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't care about none of that, bro.
So I guess they tried to take that cue from other verses where people was giving backstories or whatever else. But go ahead, Tosh.
And I may sound like a pick-me right now, so forgive me. But yeah, no. What? No, absolutely not. No. But a few things I'd like to say. I don't know if you guys have seen Ashanti in a bathing suit, like a bathing suit. If not, go Google that. Ashanti's body goals. So shout out to Ashanti for body goals.
Have I?
And I would just
Hold on, let me stop you. I'm not gonna lie. Keyshia last night in that dress, them things was.
When she was like, I seen her.
Them things was ready to welcome me. I was like, my God.
Well,
whatever.
Ashanti has been in our text message thread a few times. So yeah, I can agree, Tasha.
She's probably
in my group girl chat. She's in my group girl chat. Like, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't normally tune in for the Verzuz. Again, it's another thing that I'm like, let me see the internet's perspective on this. So I've seen some things, and just like, one, anybody that waited 45 minutes, because both of them were mediocre at best. Not saying their abilities are not there, but the way they were marketed and the products that we know are mediocre at best. So y'all waited 45 minutes?
The DJ set was dope. I had a good time listening. Actually, the DJ set before them actually coming out there was good. Just like in the club.
Well, then I hope hope the DJ gets his bag then, because
he should.
So Tasha, so you have you been in? Have you followed the Verzuz, or it's just not your thing?
It's not really my thing. Like, to be honest, I would read a book before I listen to music. So yeah.
Oh, okay. All right then. That's cool.
We all got our likes and dislikes.
What's up? That's cool.
So to get into the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Get right to it. Dive into this shit, man.
Right to this shit.
Wait, can we all take a drink?
Nah, I've been.
Reg, you got a drink?
Of course. I got this light skin Long Island. This is a Long Island.
Shout out to the light skins.
Minus the flash of coke. Yeah, shout out to light skins. We'll shout you out. The high yellows.
At some point, I'm gonna have to refill, bro.
But oh man. How well, let me ask this question. In terms of dating or getting to know somebody or whatever else, whatever process you go through before you are in a relationship or get heavy or deep into someone, how long are you willing to wait for sex until you start to lose interest?
You being Dre or you being toxic ass Tosh?
Either one. Whichever one wants to tackle this one first.
Ladies first.
Okay.
So
this will be easy for you because men usually go at the pace of the women, or either they try to dictate the pace.
Somewhat. I'm curious to see what you got to say. I'm curious.
Absolutely.
Please, the world wants to know.
Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. So let's I'm gonna be real honest, real transparent.
Don't apologize.
And we may, yeah, absolutely. And a little bit toxic. So if I'm gonna fuck you, I know that relatively soon. If I want to date you, I'm gonna make you wait for it probably a little bit, just to see your intentions, get a feel for things. So yeah.
We need a time frame.
Time frame.
We need a time frame.
Time frame.
So
wait. Let me be clear. Let me be really clear. Like, I know there's like people out there that are okay with casual sex, and I'm not necessarily one of those people. So if you fuck me, we're on. I'm your girlfriend. I'm your girlfriend. You fuck me. That's it. You didn't wait long enough. Where we boyfriend and girlfriend now. Period. Okay. Unless maybe I fuck you and never talk to you again. Like for me, it's like.
So if that's the case, then that's the porno star sex right there.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now we got the disclaimer out the way, Tasha. You haven't given us a time frame yet.
I mean, I've definitely. This is it's kind of hard. Okay, how long would I be willing to wait for sex? Are we talking about like now in the time of COVID? Are we talking about like if life was regular? Can we clarify?
Let's go regular.
Okay, if life was regular, we're gonna have to. I would like to see you in different arenas of life. You know what I mean? So 6 weeks ish. If we go. I mean, and like keep in mind, this is not like see me every weekend, 6 weeks ish.
Okay.
It's not like you're exclusively dating me 6 weeks ish. It's like, let me see how consistent and regular you are. Let me see, like, we've had some maybe tough conversations. You've seen me bleed at least once. Like, we've talked through that. Like, so that's a real thing. And okay, and whoa, side eye.
Wait.
No. I'm trying to catch on what you said. We've seen you bleed at least once. Hold on.
Yeah, like okay. If you guys don't know this, and this is dating advice, single male advice, do nothing with the woman until you've seen how she acts 1 week premenstrual, bleeding, 1 week postmenstrual.
I have never heard that before.
My dating advice to you.
Okay.
I have never heard that before.
I can dig it.
And I'm just saying because there's such extremes, right? And so don't And then don't never give her all the dick unless you're ready to be with her. Dating.
Man,
That's
come
just
on,
it.
man.
That's what I got. Because then you see how crazy she is hormonally, and you see how crazy she is in response to the best you got to give. And so you got to know what you're locking into. You know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, I would. Is this what's the longest? No, I think bare minimum 4 weeks, because I might like you before I'm bleeding and not like you after.
So
Just a woman's opinion.
So 4 to 6 weeks, and we are going to talk about this on a whole nother episode about this. Don't give her all the dick or the A game dick on the first round. We're going to talk about that.
Never.
About that. Ooh. Dre.
Okay, how about you, Dre? What you got? How long you waiting?
Oh,
She said
man.
6 weeks.
Okay, all right. So for me, I'll say I'm more on the 4 week side, less on the 6 week side. You know what I'm saying?
Born to push.
I think when it boils down to it, when it comes down to me as a man, it's about not being thirsty, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, that like the nigga in me will not allow me to be thirsty. Yeah, I'm a man. Yes, I like girl buns. But at the end of the day, more than it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But more than anything, you don't want to be thirsty, because in my mind, like how Tasha said, if women have rules or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, she just gave us a couple of gems. You feel me? I feel like we got gems too. And at the end of the day, how I was taught is, nigga, you don't never ever show a woman that she can control you with that thing in her pants. She can. 9 times out of 10, she can, but you ain't never supposed to show it though. No, dog. At the end of the day, like, be thirsty. Oh, come on, man. You want to come on? I want to. Nah, you let her navigate. You let her quarterback. That's the way. That's how I am. You let the woman quarterback. And at the end of the day, in my experiences, if you let the woman quarterback shit, she's gonna want you 3 or 4 more times as much as if you are the thirst bucket.
So
can we clarify quarterback? What do you mean you let a woman quarterback? Like you let her lead?
Let her dictate.
No. When it comes down to saying, hey, I'm ready to go here. You don't gotta finesse no woman out I don't gotta finesse no woman out no underwear now. I'm gonna make it so that you look at me and you say, I got to have this nigga. Boy, good God. Let me take these things out. Let me stop playing with this nigga.
Before I speak on that, and Dre, we unapologetic and we're real. So, do you, because men have a way of doing anything they want to, whether it works or not, do you have any influence on her quarterbacking? Because there are ways we can influence. So there are ways so I'll use Tasha for example. She can be thinking 4 to 6 weeks. And you're like, I'm cool. And even if she told you that on first or second date, you can be like, all right, I'm cool with that. But
yeah, there are ways that you can kind of try to influence and speed up the timeline. All right. So I will say less. So me. No. How?
Huh? No, I'm saying.
I think I just said how. At the end of the day, if you have a very like we talked about on the last podcast, I think when it comes down to women or even, for women looking at men, it's levels to this shit, right? Mm-hmm. So, you might have you a top notch as far as physically, you might have you a top notch A1, whatever. Everybody is on her. She is the pick. She's the diamond of the rough physically, right? She's the diamond of the rough physically or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So she used to a nigga, rolling his tongue when she walk in the room, niggas rolling their tongues out to see it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So in seeing that, what do? You do the direct opposite. No, I'm not going to give you all that. I'm not going to do all that. Yes, you fine. Yes, in my mind, I want to tear you apart, but I can't act like that.
I'm going to be
because
different.
then I'm not different.
I'm going to be
different. I'm not different. Yeah, I ain't different. So I'm just like the next nigga. So at the end of the day, you're not thinking about this. Well, I'm not a woman, but to me, you're not thinking about if it's 5 niggas that's coming at you, and 4 of these niggas is thirsty. I don't want to be the nigga. I want to be the nigga that ain't thirsty. The nigga that say, okay, dog, yes, you're beautiful, you cool, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if you're not rocking, we ain't about to get in this bed. Okay, cool. I see you tomorrow. I'm about to go play the video game. You do what you do. Holler at me when you holler at me. At the end of the day, you gonna think if I'm not a woman, and I'm sure if I'm wrong, Tasha correct me. But at the end of the day, in my mind, I'm thinking, so you know what? At the end of the day, she's not worried about the niggas that's trying to buy the Dior bags, blah, 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 whatever, maybe she is, but she's going to be more enticed by the man that's like, okay, yeah, he's showing interest, but he not on me like that. Let me see what he about. Let me see why he ain't on me like that.
So these other niggas is easy. Let me see why this other, no?
No? She's talking about now.
I don't know. But anyway, so for me.
Correct me real quick.
So, and I don't know how quick it will be. I mean, you're not wrong, but like we have our own level of standards that we measure against. Mm-hmm. And there's compromises that women are willing to make. And I think they go way back into like caveman days, you know what I mean? So you're not wrong, but there is like with the changing of times and it's a little bit different, but you're not wrong. I suppose. I mean, we always want what we can't have. So act like you don't want me. I'm gonna want you a little bit more than the extra thirsty man. But if extra thirsty man can do A, B, C, and D, I'm not worried about you.
Right. Gotcha. I can see that.
Okay. All right. Then.
So,
but now you ain't worried about me for now, goddamn.
So listen, my timeline is a whole different timeline from yours.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say a loose 2 to maybe 4. Listen, if we had no kind of intimacy in that first month, my attention is probably drifting. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Within that first month, and not necessarily saying it has to be, the first 2 weeks, but within that first month, if we haven't had any kind of intimacy, whether it's been we done kissed, we done like spent the night and cuddled or spooned or something intimate. Nah, we're not timing out. My attention is slowly drifting somewhere else. And that's just me. I mean, has it always worked for me? Nah. Has it worked plenty of times? You can say that. But
ain't no nigga rolling 7-11.
But like I said, as men, we have tactics and techniques and things that we do to kind of speed that timeline up. And but within that first month, if there ain't no kind of intimacy, I'm probably losing a little interest.
Can I gotta interject and need some clarification here. Okay, so how much time are you guys spending in a month? Because I'm a mother of twin boys. I have a full day job. I operate 2 businesses. So I'm not the most available woman. So in a month, you may see me 2 or 3 times.
No,
you may see me complete. So what
and that's what I'm thinking on too, though.
No, as people, and that old saying is true. You make time for what you want.
Baby, you know what I want? I want to be happy, healthy, and make sure my kids are taken care of.
You do.
Until you, I'm confused, right? We was on the same page for so long.
It don't even necessarily have to be. So if I'm texting you throughout the day, I'm sending you that good morning, queen text, or good morning, beautiful text, or whatever else. I'm sending that.
Don't mean nothing.
I'm sending that.
Not at all. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
So it's a combination of things. So if I'm sending that to you And also, I'm texting you throughout the day, asking how you doing. Did you eat lunch? Did you eat dinner? How was your day? All this other good shit. I'm slowly reeling you in. You like, okay, this nigga's a little different.
No, man, I can't fuck with you on that, Reggie.
But
you ain't different, nigga. You just in line, nigga. You in
line, yes. But there's also a way to do it too.
Trust me. Trust me.
Can I speak to something?
But
and I don't know.
But we all have our ways. Some men have the gift of gab, some don't.
Reg, I have a question for you.
Some men are aware of who they are, what they're capable of, and how to get what they want without making it look so obvious.
This is true.
But can we clarify, those men need to know what they want? That matters.
That too.
Okay, so and again, here's another gem for you gentlemen. What you want matters. I learned this very early in life, that there's women out there that are just gonna fuck you, and that's all they want. That's fine. They don't want more from you. They don't want anything else. They just want good, consistent sex. There's those women out there. Okay. There's also those women that out there that want more, right? And so, like, when you know what you want, you're willing to deal with. It's easy to discern which woman is what. And so, Reg, potentially, if you were a man that only was like, okay, I'm ready to talk, not ready to date, you may be more interested in the woman that is interested in sex and not into more. And so that's fine, but like, let's be clear that intentions matter. And
absolutely.
And so like, and you were speaking to like, good morning, how you doing? Have you eaten? What's up? How's your day? Like, how are you feeling?
Let me cash out you lunch or something.
Look, okay, $40 for lunch.
40 for lunch? What are you eating
Consistency matters. It's expensive in the Northwest.
Oh, I'm about to say, you better take it as a Chick-fil-A or something.
We have like minimum number of Chick-fil-A's. Like when I go to Chick-fil-A, you got to wait in line for 15 minutes.
You better
get your food.
You better get that app.
Well, no, I mean the line is crazy. That's a whole nother subject. But consistency matters, like in all things. So a woman who is more serious about things, she's gonna look for your consistency. Those good mornings, those how can I see you?
Any man
what are you doing?
Is always consistent.
Consistently pursuing, but what you're pursuing can vary. Does that make sense?
What was the comment? It makes plenty of sense. What was the comment that you just made, Reg? You said a man that what?
I said any man that knows what he wants is always consistent at trying to get that.
Right.
You think so? Because this is why I disagree with that. Because at the end of the day, you might know what you want, right? You might know what you want, but and we unapologetic. I'll take me for example. In the past or whatever, one of the things that has hurt me is pride. You understand what I'm saying? So I might know that I want this motherfucker, but at the end of the day, shit, I'm me, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. You want me, motherfucker, and that's what we rocking with. But I'm just being honest. But it's plenty of men out there like that.
But
so when it comes down to pride, pride when it comes down to not even a man, pride when it comes down to people.
But so that's a jaded view, because you want your pride to stay more intact more than you want XYZ. So your pride means more. You want your pride. That's a want too. You want your pride to stay intact more than or to stick to whatever your pride is telling you.
You think it's jaded? I don't think it's jaded. I think that's life. I think that's just reality.
So it is life, but that's still a want though. But you want your pride to stay.
No, I don't want it. You might not want it to.
There's a good reason why pride is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Absolutely.
Because it will absolutely lead you down a road to hell. And by hell, I mean the worst experience you can have. And so, Dre, my question to you is this. In that time that you were seeking to more so fulfill your pride.
Okay.
How long ago was that? Was that recent? Have you grown, developed, and changed what you've wanted since then?
You know what? I have. I think I'm thinking. So I'm 35 today. I'll say honestly. I'll say honestly. Where my pride, when it came down to women and whether or not I was going to pursue them the way I was supposed. Well, not the way I was supposed to, but pursue them to the point where I needed them to know that I was all in. I probably didn't start doing that until I was about 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? So, but I had to learn. I had to humble myself. How about that? I had to humble myself. Yeah,
and that's called, from my perspective, that's the matriculation from a male to a man. Absolutely. You did not let your pride guide you, right? Like, we know that there are times where your pride is gonna be like, I want this bitch, but everybody wants this bitch, so I don't want this bitch. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so you let them go. But as a man, and not just a male with a penis, as a man, it's a little bit different for you. Absolutely. So I hear you, but I would just like to, I hear you.
And again, I'm just, and if anybody that knows me, I'm talking when I comment on things, I just don't necessarily, I don't always comment on me. I comment on who I think, who I was, who I am, and who I want to become. So, that's why I said what I said. I mean, I damn sure had to have a couple slices of humble pie, though, believe it.
Look,
hey, humble pie. That's the best. That's the best teacher. The best teacher. But so Tasha, originally when I want to say it was at the beginning of this episode, you stated that I guess within the first 6 minutes or so, whether this man could get it or not. But I'm not. So Dre, meeting a woman, talking to a woman, going out on a date. Mm-hmm. When does that thought hit your mind? Like,
her pictures? That thought hit your mind. If you gonna fuck her, as soon as you know what she look like.
That thought that she can get in the octagon.
Nigga, hey.
You're not even going on a date, right?
Yeah, nigga, before we even are meeting up off rip, hey, you can get, if I'm looking at you and we on this date or whatever the case may be, goddamn right, we on this date because you can get this thing I got. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it up that wild, man. I'm a man.
Absolutely.
I'm a man, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's what it is, like, off rip. Now, meeting up, now, talking to you, of course, talking to you can help or hurt you at the stage of my life I'm in now. It can help or hurt you. However, I'm a man. They gotta look at fat tits and ass and shit. That thing look good. Boy, I'm trying to bite it. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but
I'm gonna keep it that way.
Can we acknowledge that you want to get your dick wet? Like that's what drives you. Okay.
And any man that's saying, "Oh no, I just want to be held and loved," boy, stop lying, boy. Stop lying, boy. You want to get wet? Yes.
Okay. So, real question. I have a real question for both of you guys. If she fucks you on the first night, is there any pause? Like, are you concerned at all if she fucks you on the first night?
What do you mean? Is it what? Is it in pause?
Yeah. Like, are you like? Is there any like? Oh no. You know what I mean? Come on, Dre.
No. I'm trying. I want you to clarify. Like, so if she fucked me on the first night, am I like?
What am I like? Or nah? That's what you mean?
I mean, like, is she for the streets or like let's date? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, which one?
If you fuck on the first night, bro, what did 50 say when he had Vivica? He thought it was something, but now that he got Vivica, man, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel.
So she can't even tell you it's just something about you no more. She can't tell you it's something about you. You're different. I just felt comfortable around you. Like that shit don't work no more.
I put my foot in my mouth.
That's exactly why you wait 4 to 6 weeks.
No.
I put my foot in my mouth.
No.
But it has been. I have been in situations where I did get it on the first night, and that shit went for a while. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, because sometimes the sex is so good, but that's all it ever is, right? Like on the occasions that it went for a while, was it the sex predominantly holding you together?
It only happened one time, and now that I think about it, no, it wasn't the sex necessarily. One time now. One time. Now,
okay,
the other times, the other times, if it went on for a while, that thing was good to me now.
The head fire, right?
That thing was calling me, man. Gotta get back in that guy. Yeah.
Do I even need to ask?
One time, it definitely went longer than what I thought it would, for sure.
Do I need to ask you, Tasha, since we already know your answer? Or do
you fucking right, you need to ask me.
Or you want to elaborate?
What are you asking me first? I'm already lost.
That question. So you know within the first 6 minutes or so. Do you need to elaborate, or we already? Well,
Yeah. Let me. There's a preface to this. Keep in mind, we've been talking and communicating for probably a little while.
Okay.
And so it's like, I don't know about you guys, and I speak to this in my podcast a lot. Like, I shoot my shot. It doesn't work for me. So I use dating apps. And if we match, it's because,
no shit.
Like, oh, I promise.
Wait.
I promise.
Oh my God. So, whoa. Oh, so you said you were in Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you shoot your shots and it don't work in Washington?
Kobe out here, like in his going out, like his fucking, like that final game, Kobe.
You bring your motherfucking ass down this way. You bring your ass down this way.
They'll be on him.
You go listen. You're gonna get to the point where you like, why is these clown ass niggas leaving me voicemail?
I need to go back to Washington, right?
Man.
So
what?
Well, hold on. So would you say that's you, or would you just say, your shot just ain't that good?
That's a hard question. I would say the men around here are a little bit different, and that's okay, right? Like, that's all right.
Different from.
Wait. Let me clarify. I'm sorry, Larry. I'm gonna lead with this. I have been in serious relationship. But when I was single and shooting my shot, maybe it was me because they didn't understand that I was shooting my shot. But like, I've circled back a few times to those people. I'm like, yo, like I was trying to pop it at you for a little bit and you didn't even see it. And still, like, here we are.
Intimidated by an aggressive woman.
I mean, I don't even know if I'm aggressive. I'm just like,
if you're shooting your shot, that's kind of aggressive, because a lot of men aren't used to that. But
I think that's a regional thing.
Those men
a regional thing.
Those men are a little more intimidated, or I guess you could say beta-ish, maybe.
And I don't need no beta nothing. So like, how do we get here?
Because we was asking you about that the 6 minute thing that you said.
Yes. So if we got to the point of talking regularly, and we go for a date, and I'm like huge on first dates. There was a point in my life where I was going on a first date every week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not that a lot of those, I think I maybe have sex with one of those people that I went on a date with. Mm-hmm. Like, and there was like a 6-week period where I went on a date with 6 weeks, 6 new people in 6 weeks. And I maybe had sex with one of them. And so I know within minutes, because we've been talking for a little bit, we've been like, does the man that was in my inbox materialize to the man that's in front of me?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, like a woman, not a girl, not a female, a woman is going to appreciate a man, right? And like you guys were saying earlier, there are certain things that you can do to like speed up the process. So I can know within 6 minutes if I'm going to fuck you, but give it a week later, I might cross you off the list. So,
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, so the man in me agrees with Dre 100% because I'm not gonna show interest in you if I don't see myself, having sex with you.
Right. If you're not physically attracted to her, why would you want to pursue her?
But as men, we're more visual creatures. So yes, if that
that's a pick me moment. I'm sorry.
It might be. I don't know. But so yes, if we're not more, I guess if I'm not more or less, I guess the physical attraction to where I can say, I can see myself, then we not doing nothing. So I would definitely 100% agree with Dre on that aspect. Now, whether it happens in the time frame that I wanted to or not is a whole different thing. But to what you asked Dre, as far as in if it happens that first night, honestly, some of my really, my nigga, she glossing her lips in the middle. But no, so some of my I guess best relationships I can say, or longest relationships, have happened when we primarily had sex a little earlier than I guess that time frame. I don't know why, but so it wasn't more or less the I guess sexual connection, but I guess you can say at times it was, but for the most part there was a lot of there was a vibe there. Those relationships wasn't a month, 2 months, 3 months. Those were some of the relationships that lasted close to a year, maybe longer than a year.
Okay. Can we clarify a few things real quick? I'm sorry to laugh at that. I'm sorry, because I'm a 31-year-old woman who has been predominantly not single since the age of 16. And so I'm confused on how you, as someone I know is a little bit older than me, you're counting relationships at like a year less, like so we know sex has the strength to hold people together, but we're all like, Dre, you single, right? Like, Dre, I fly down to, where are you? Augusta, Georgia?
Yeah.
Augusta. All right. You single. We meeting, right? For drinks at the airport or something, right? You single.
All right.
Reg, I fly down to what? You're also in Augusta, Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. You single. So none of those situations have worked out for you. They may have been enjoyable because you're a man in pursuit of getting your dick wet, but none of them have lasted the test of time because it takes more.
Let me stop you.
Than just that sex. Please do.
So what if I tell you that I have been married and that marriage lasted 5 years, and in that marriage we actually probably had sex within the first week or two.
And
had a child out of
that's fine. And that's great. What I would say to that is that at some point you guys had a conversation, agreed you had mutual goals here, but in the end it didn't grow you, know you, feed you, whatever it was. You're single today.
I know where you were going with it, for sure. I know where you were going with it.
Yeah. So like, sex is sex, and sex is very powerful. I think we've talked about this. Like, it is something that literally bonds two souls together. And good sex will get you through a lot of things, but it won't stand the test of time. And that's why we see people. Go ahead.
So let me stop you real quick. So that was then, but so as far as in me now, I'm more of I guess we all evolve. So I really like conversation, deep thoughts, mind-provoking conversations. So if at this point in time now, today, if you can't challenge me mentally or make me think when we talk about certain things, we can have sex, but when it comes to anything outside of that, I'm not really interested because you haven't pushed me, to another level that I like to be pushed to, far as and when we talk, whether these conversations we have is mind-provoking, thought-provoking, you're challenging me to think outside of the box, or you're just not coming with the same basic shit like, that a lot of women I meet these days, when we talk, we have those conversations, it's just like, whatever, okay, all right, next, or whatever. Is far and few that I find women that actually like to conversate, and when we conversate, is like I'm challenged to think outside of that box, or it's thought-provoking. So today, those are the things that actually sexually attract me to a woman more. We can still have sex, but for there to be more after that, there's more that that plays into it.
Dre, you got anything to say to this? Because I got a lot.
Well, I think again, I think you were. I know Red, so I feel like you were talking from a standpoint of where you were. It's kind of like what I was from a standpoint of where you were to where you are. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'll say for me, I'll say that at the end of the day, I can agree when it comes down to whether. Probably, the one instance where I did have sex on the first night and it lasted longer than what I expected to is because of what I like and what I see in people. One of the things that when it came down to the communication portion to it, I'm an aggressor. I'm aggressive in my beliefs, but I'm also open to someone else's beliefs. So if you're able, I know I'm going to try on purpose to force feed what I believe on you. On purpose, just to see if you're gonna crack, or if you're gonna agree with me, or if you're going to real life be like, nah, dog, you sound dumb, but here's why. So
here's why it brings the facts. Like, you have to make me think about why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't bring me no bullshit and
no.
And definitely with no facts to back it up. Right.
No. Yeah, but so I, from that standpoint, I feel you. But I still stand on what I stand on. 9 out of 10, you give me that thing first night, bro. You did. But Tasha, the floor is yours.
I think I would just like to point out how interesting it is that early in life, men are only interested in getting their dick wet. And the later they go into life, they are interested in maybe some of those deeper level things.
Okay.
And that's why I would, I mean, biologically, you guys are wired differently, and that's fine.
Absolutely.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Sound like me. What? God dang, you sound like me. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. Like, if we look at science, I mean, there's absolute facts that support this. Men are wired differently than women. And so you guys get into later to life and you realize it's more about quality than it is quantity. And so I would just hope that you were fortunate enough to cross paths with someone early in life who sees value in you and is going to let you do what you like. Okay, like, you're great. Maybe we'll be great later, because I think early in life, men aren't really worth much. Who was it? Was it J-Lo that said men worth before 30 aren't worth shit? Like, don't date a man. Was it 30 or 33? She was referring to Drake, but what was it? But she's not wrong.
I know the saying that you're saying, but I mean,
it's the truth, though.
So I think it's the truth, but I think that goes both ways, because I think no for a lot of us, we have to experience certain things to appreciate other things. So that is the reason why these days a lot of people that so us growing up, a lot of people that was in high school, like their high school loves, they're kind of together. These days, that's not so much the case. So I think for a lot of us, we have to go through certain things to appreciate other things later on. You don't think so?
No,
No, let me
I
tell
don't
you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dre. No, you got it, Dre.
No,
You first.
I was getting ready to say, for me personally, man, yo, I have in my lifetime, man, and or the time that I've been dating, man, I've been through I've had quite a few, solid women. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Solid women that to the point where they told me, look, Andre, I'm giving myself to you. And at the end of the day, I'm taking whatever it is that you have for me, I'm with that. And I still said,
so let me stop you right there.
And I hold on, and I still said, girl, fuck you. I'm about to go, girl, fuck what you got going on. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Right. I'm still gonna lie to you. I'm still gonna cheat on you. I'm still gonna fuck on you. I'm still gonna fuck around on you. Girl, I ain't trying to hear none of that.
But she had to go through that to make her better for another man.
So let me thank you.
You don't.
So let me thank you.
But maybe she had to go through that to make her better for another man to say, okay, I'm worth. So listen, she dated Dre, and Dre was in that mind frame. So when the next guy that came along that was like Dre, she was like, okay, I'm worth more than that. Let me move on past this man because I know what I'm looking for in a man. Or you can say, okay, she's just going to stay the same, so I'm going to keep dating this same type of guy. In some instances, you have to say, okay, she learned a lesson in what she dealt with at the young Dre, or maybe not. Maybe she kept dating the same guy.
Man, I don't gotta say shit. I'm talking about what the hell I want.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, so what was said is that women don't necessarily go through that because at that age they already do X, Y, Z. Some of these women have to go through that hurt that Dre or Reggie or whoever else provided them in order to know their worth to where they want to date a man that's not like Dre or Reggie.
We all go through growing pains though, cuz.
Exactly. So that's what I was saying. I.e., that's why a lot of those relationships, far as in the younger relationships, we all have to go through those hurts and pains to realize what we want or who we want. We don't necessarily wait. So Tasha, you said that men don't realize or do this and that until their 30s. You said women, realize that younger. Yes, but a lot of these women go through those same hurt and pains, but some of those lessons that they learned from those guys earlier, some of these women say, you know what? I dated Reggie. 21-year-old Reggie was a fuckboy. That's not what I want in my life. So you know what? The next guy that comes along that's like Reggie or did me like Reggie or said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm skipping past that because I'm looking over here into what this guy is doing outside of different than what Reggie did versus, okay, I'm going to still date the same type of Reggies in my life until whenever.
I think the big difference is women are taught how to be mothers and partners before they're taught to be individuals. And that's something that has maybe changed recently. And for you guys who have daughters, I hope it's changed. But men are taught to be men in general. Like you as a man are taught to be a man. And underneath the umbrella of manhood, you provide, you do these things. There's A, B, and C, right? But women have to be taught how to be mothers, wives, and partners. And that's very stressed to us. That's stressed to us very early. And so what I'm saying is we like early on, we know like to be a good woman, a good wife, a good these things to look for A, B, and C. Whereas men, it's always been okay that a boy is going to be a boy, a man's going to do this and this and that. And so we have to endure those things. And so like, just because I dated fuckboy Reggie does not mean that I don't date fuckboy Dre, because we know fuckboy Dre in 2 years is going to be all of these things because you guys are given the opportunity to fuck up. Point blank, period. And like, and don't get me wrong, you feel a certain way if your money's not right, if you're not able to take care of self, but you address those things long before you take on a woman.
Yes.
Whereas a woman is go ahead.
Certain women learn those or see those signs and learn those patterns earlier. Some
right,
women
and I
date the same type of men throughout their years. Some women say, you know what? I've dealt with this type of guy before. This nigga ain't got a car. He ain't got a house. He's doing this. He's doing that. No, he's not me. He's not me. So there is the difference. Some of these women continue to date the same type of pattern. Some women that we know that we see online all day, these niggas ain't shit. They blah 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 blah. Then, but we know there are men, there are shit, that worth shit. That it just depends on. Okay, am I going to keep dating the same type of guy, or am I going to? Okay, this guy has these same characteristics, same things, same traits that XYZ did. I ain't with that. Let me move on.
I hear you, and it's not that I disagree with you because I do understand where you're coming from, but a woman goes through that a couple times before they hit that growth. There is, because again, we're conditioned to a man's gonna sow his oats. You know what I mean? We know this.
So that's the same growth that we experience then. When we get to those 30s, as you said, we kind of.
But like women, that's a new age thing. Like these women are just now starting to think and treat you like men treat women. That's new in the last 15 years. It hasn't always been like that. That's a product of the treatment. You know what I mean? And as education and technology has enabled us to be better in general, women realize the patterns that, okay, so men for this certain age are going to be this way. Therefore, during this certain age, I'm also going to reciprocate that. So I hear you. And my point is that women are typically conditioned differently. They're taught to be mothers and partners early on, whereas men are taught, or the goal is to teach men how to be men, not fathers, not partners. It's to teach them to be men.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, not even that. Women love different and they love harder. So they are more willing to put up with a little more bullshit than I guess men will in certain circumstances, certain instances. So
I think from what I got from the both of you, especially you, Tasha, the way it resonates to me is that women are taught, men are taught to be to the point where it's like, okay, like you said, it's okay to have all the women. It's okay to do this, that, and the third, because you're a man. That's what a man's supposed to do. And it sounds like you're saying that ultimately women get to a point where, you said that women are, you taught to be, a mom or, those type of things, but to also look at and pay attention to potential. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like. Okay.
And so that's why you get the women that date men with no cars and are sleeping on their homie's couch, because it's the potential. And like we can't lie, a good woman is the best investment you're ever gonna have in your life. Like just it.
Real spill.
That's it.
And a lot of people don't realize that woman is a woman until later on in life.
So but you get the right woman that sees your potential. She's going to invest in you, and that helps you grow to be that potential. And we're taught to be okay with some of those manly things.
But 9 times out of 10, that younger men don't realize that until later on.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're right, Rich. That's crazy. 9 times out
of 10, that younger man don't realize that until later on. He's like, because I mean, I can think back to a lot of women I dated. Because I mean, like I said, there are women that push me to do different things outside of my box. Earlier me that that once I stopped dating them that I didn't even give a fuck about or didn't care about, but she was doing certain things in her life and trying to achieve certain things. I'm like, hold on, I got to step this game up. I got to do X, Y, Z, the blah, 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 because they be doing this and doing that. But then once we stopped dating or whatever else, it was just like, whatever. But yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. 9 times out of 10, that younger man does not see that or understand that or realize that until later on in life.
I'm only shaking my head because I'm thinking about my daughter. That's it. I don't have nothing else to say about it.
I feel for you men with daughters.
What you got for us, Tasha, before we close this out? What you got for us?
Are we closing out? Nothing. If you're about to close it out, that's all right.
So we're close to our time mark. Actually, we're a little close. Yeah.
Over.
We can close this thing out. However, Tasha, please say what it is that you got to say.
No. It literally had nothing to do with the podcast. I was going to ask for like a pause, edit. I know you edit things, I was like,
we good. No, so
I need a break because we've been at it for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yes, so to close out, go ahead and plug your platform again. Let us know who you are, find you, all that good stuff.
So you can follow me at TRosieCakes. That's Gmail. The podcast, which is everything dating, relationship. It's T as in tango for those that don't know. T because I'm Tasha. Rosie, Rosie, Cakes, Cakes.
Okay.
And that's on Instagram. And you've met me when you see toxic ass Tosh. Mm-hmm. But I'm not that toxic, as everybody has seen. The podcast itself, which covers everything dating, relationship, sex, and anything that could happen between two people or more, is What in the Relational Fuck Podcast. So WITRF podcast. Mm-hmm. WITRF podcast. And that's on Twitter and Instagram. And you can catch our episodes on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts.
What days do y'all drop?
So season 2 drops February 17th, and we drop every other Wednesday outside of that.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Some hump day fun. Tune in.
Fun on Wednesday. Dre, I know you always got parting shots.
No, I'm kidding. Man, listen. Again, I appreciate Unapologetic Nation, man. Thank you so much for the calls and for the texts and for the DMs and for more than anything, especially since we just launched our merch, man. I'm really impressed with the feedback. Not only the feedback, but people supporting, man. I'm really impressed. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but it makes me feel good, and we are very appreciative of that. Shout out to the home team. Shout out to the Carolinas. Shout out to my mama. And you know what I'm saying? And that's all I got.
Echo everything Dre said. Shout out to the family, and to everybody that's supporting us. Dre know, Tasha know, podcasting, of course, everybody's doing it now. It is so hard to get support from people, to actually watch you and invest in time. And it seems like the support always comes from the people you don't know more than the people you do know. And
man,
hopefully that's a narrative that will start to change within the next couple of years. But as Dre said, like the merchandise that we've actually started pushing out is hoodies and t-shirts now. We do have orders that's going out for everybody that's made an order. Y'all will get it within the next 2 or 3 days. We promise you it's there. But
sure.
Thank you for the orders and everybody that is interested. We will be posting the links to where you can find it. Tasha, thank you for joining us on our platform. We look forward to having you more in the future. Everybody, thank you for your support. And nobody else got anything? Once again, we're unapologetic, we're unfiltered, and we are out. All right.
You know what it is. Thanks for listening to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Better follow me.